WHBC.com. Trusted, live, and local. Your community all morning long here on 1480 WHBC.
And we return back here on 1480 WHBC. John Bozeka along with you. And we have the opportunity now to welcome in Chris Goff to our program as he works through the United Way, as it's that time of year again, as it is so many times. And we're excited to find out how the COVID world has kind of changed things this year, how it's made it a different process for the annual campaign that we always hear about. Chris, thanks for joining me this morning.
It's my pleasure. And so my daytime job is CEO of a company called Employers Health. So I am this year's campaign chair. As you mentioned, running a campaign in COVID brings many challenges that we weren't thinking about when I agreed to do this in early January.
I was going to say, I mean, it pretty much just changed your entire way of thinking, didn't it? I mean, it really turns everything on its side. So how do you mentally get around that? How do you mentally prepare for that and make sure that you're still able to accomplish everything that you want?
Well, first of all, the mental preparation is, how do you run a campaign of this magnitude during a pandemic? And secondly, what should the appropriate campaign goal be? As we talk to the supporters around the counties in Stark and Carroll counties, these companies, which are largely employers, are going through tough times, just as the people who rely on United Way for benefits. And so to come up with a goal that is commensurate with our economic realities was probably the toughest decision to make. And that resulted in a goal that is less than last year. So last year's goal was $6.2 million. And I'm happy to say we surpassed that goal. This year's goal will be $5.1 million. And we're hoping that we can surpass that goal as well. And as of today, we have received just over $1 million. So we've reached about 20% of our $5.1 million goal as of today.
Why is it important to support this campaign for this area community, Chris? Honestly speaking, what does this go to and why is it so important?
So there are 36 nonprofit organizations in the Stark County region that provide services to those in need in Stark and Carroll counties. And of those 36 nonprofit agencies, United Way supports 62 programs. And those programs run anywhere from filing income tax returns for roughly 1,000 people to providing the 211 information referral system, which runs 24/7, 365 days a week. So it's a very broad array of services that are provided to those who are less fortunate in our community.
Got it. Chris Goff is my guest. He is with the United Way. He is the campaign chair this year, and in a unique year for anything is 2020. And Chris, I guess, why is a successful campaign then important to the community? What makes it something that will actually benefit this community each and every day then as we move forward?
So the dollars that are raised go, and it's 86% of all dollars raised, go to direct services to Stark County and Carroll County residents. It's important that we achieve this goal this year because there are more people in need this year than probably any other year in the past 16 years for which I've reviewed data for our campaigns. You know, when we look back at the last economic downturn, which was roughly 2008 to 2010, and you juxtapose that to the pandemic, it's a very different economy today. And it has hit disproportionately certain members of our community and certain industries within our community. And so it's just so important that we meet this goal this year, because the need is the greatest that I've ever seen in my 25 years here in the Stark County community.
What kind of programs are focused on, by the way, with this, Chris? What's really looked at to be like the top programs that you guys focus on bringing attention to, bringing funds to, that align with the focus groups?
So there are three pillars behind the United Way, and they include education, health, and financial stability. So those are the three pillars of focus for United Way. And as a result, the organizations that United Way funds are providing those 62 programs that encompass education, health, and financial stability.
Understood. Chris Goff is my guest. He's with United Way. Last question for the campaign chair this year with United Way. Chris Goff, as I mentioned, with COVID restrictions in place and all of that happening, is this going to be essentially all virtual this year, or is there going to be some in-person elements to what it is that you guys are doing this year?
It is all virtual, and that's been
that probably presents a challenge, doesn't it?
It's a huge challenge, but we have had great support from the Karcher Group, which has helped with our campaign kickoff and a lot of our meetings and videos. They've just done an outstanding job. And so we kicked off the campaign virtually on September 10th. Typically that would be a live, probably a hotel venue with more than 300 guests. But that was very well received, and the campaign will run through December 10th. And I would envision that the wrap up will be in a virtual mechanism as well.
Where can people go for more information about this, Chris?
So for more information, you can call 330-491-9968. You can also go to the United Way website at uwstark.org/give. And you can also make a donation by texting to UW Stark to 44444. So really lots of ways to access United Way, lots of ways to make a donation. And we will continue to have our workplace campaigns throughout this period as well.
Now, I know many of y'all can't see Chris, who's on the screen right now, but he is on our WHBC live stream. He has the best shirt and tie combination on today as well. And I have to give credit for that, because I love a white collar with a colored shirt. I think it is just beautiful. It's great. I love it, Chris. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Chris Goff, my guest from the United Way campaign chair this year. We will step aside for the break here. And when we come back, we'll get into the discussion about, well, Halloween. How is that going to work? And how many people are actually talking about having Halloween and trick or treat happening in their communities? What's the percentage for Americans? We'll get into that discussion when we come back.